Welcome to another episode of Captivating Spaces. My name's Tony Victor and I'm here with Nat from Norsu.
Thank you so much for coming over. It is wonderful to have you here.
Thank you for hosting us in your beautiful new renovated home, and so thank you.
Thank you for coming. It's been a long time coming, but it's good to finally be here after 18 months.
Great. Nat, let's start by you telling us a little about yourself and Norsu.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to believe that Norsu has actually been around now for 10 years.
Wow.
I still think of us as the new kids on the block. Christy and I, we met at Mother's Group. People don't often know that.
Mm-hmm.
We were, I should say, two corporates who decided that our jobs were a little bit too stressful with travel and so forth to return to. So we came up with this idea of an online store. 10 years later, we've opened up a store, we've opened up a Norsu cabin, an Airbnb, and we've also got an interior design business called Norsu Design.
Fantastic. You've done an amazing job in 10 years.
Thank you.
That's great. So, Nat, can you tell us, we've got the newly renovated Californian Bungalow on the front of the house, and you've combined that with a very modern rear. So, do you want to tell us about that?
Absolutely. So we bought this property about 8 years ago.
Right.
Completely run down and revolting. But Dan and I, my husband, we love renovating. So we did a quick update to make it livable for us. Fast forward 6 years and we ran out of space. So we decided that we needed to do the real renovation. We embarked on it. It was an 18-month journey. We've treated it as our forever home, which I should say loosely when it comes to me. But it's been a wonderful process and we love the end result.
The end result's amazing. You've done a fantastic job. So, Nat, can you tell us the overall goal, what you were trying to achieve when you designed the house and what you were trying to create for your family?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that we wanted this time to do a renovation that would last the test of time with the growing family.
Yeah, exactly.
So, truth be known, I wanted an area for Dan and I that we could shut the doors. We wanted this central area. We love having people over.
Right.
We've got large families. We love entertaining. So this space here is great for a party.
Works beautiful.
Yeah. And then, I'm not going to lie, my son does like a bit of gaming. Yeah. So we actually zoned an area up the back for the kids. We've got a beautiful pivot steel door that marks the point of that zone. So we can shut that. They can enjoy time with their friends. They've got a sliding door out to the pool. They're pretty lucky in my opinion.
Yeah, very lucky.
And, you know, they can enjoy that. And I'm sure as they'll get older, both they and us will very much be happy with that decision.
Sounds like that sliding door might be a feature you're really great to love as they get older.
It absolutely will be.
So, Nat, would you say that this actually reflects the Norsu style?
Yeah, it's a good question. I would say yes and no.
Right.
In a way, we call it the evolution of the Norsu style. Where we're standing here is typically us. It's light, it's bright, you know, big high ceilings, beautiful linen sheer curtains, lots of pastel colours, as you can see behind me. But the front of the house, given it was the old part of the house, we wanted to do something that was a little bit moodier.
Right.
We've explored with colour.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people out there think that we only do light and bright.
Yep.
But we've got an olive green sitting room, we've got a moody, dusty pink bedroom, and I think that might be my new favourite thing.
Right, fantastic. And you've incorporated natural stone into the home beautifully. So tell us a little about the materials that you chose.
Thank you. The natural stone would definitely be one of my favourite parts of the home. I think I look back and laugh that I went into CDK thinking I'd go, you know, lots of light grey, like most people, but I got carried away walking through, seeing all of the beautiful coloured slabs. So I ended up getting London pink, Emerald Haze, we did Lorde White, and we've got the new Savoy here. So there was no doing anything boring when it came to this house.
Definitely not, definitely not. And you've done a wonderful job. You've chosen 4 materials, but it's not, they blend beautifully in everything that you've created within the house. Tell us, when did you choose the stone? What part of the design process did the stone come into play?
One thing that I did learn selecting the stone, given that it's natural, I had to do it quite early in the process because it's not like you have thousands of slabs available. After all, it's natural. For me, it was really important that I got the right colours. So we did that very early on. Gorgeous Adele would take me through the showroom or the warehouse, and we were able to hand pick slabs that suited exactly the design that I was after. I think we selected them after maybe 6 months into the process, and this particular New Savoie, I think I'm correct in saying this is a lot lighter than the slabs that you normally see, and I'm just so glad we got in early and did this.
That's great, and finding the right material, it really does make all the difference, because there are little differences from batch to batch. So whenever you're undertaking a house or a renovation of this scale, there's always going to be challenges. Do you want to tell us about some of the challenges you faced?
Yeah, well, I'd rather forget them, but no, I think it's fair to say with any renovation, you will have challenges. It doesn't matter how experienced you are. You and I have done a few renos, but just expect them to happen. We had a really big one. At the last moment, we realised that there was a flood overlay on the boundary of our property. Thanks, that was great.
Great surprise.
Yeah, that meant a lot of extra concrete. That was quite a costly challenge that we had, but it meant that we had to lift the home up. As we went to the rear of the property, it all steps up. But I'm a sort of person that I try to see a positive in things, and now the fact that this home steps up and it's happened right where we've done the zones, so our area and the kids' area, it's become an absolute favourite feature, and I think that everyone thinks we did it on purpose.
Right, you were forced into it, but the outcome's fantastic, so it's really great. So as far as selecting the stone, would you have any advice for anybody looking at choosing their material?
Well, yes, the first one, to select your slabs early on so that you get exactly what you're after. Another tip that I loved is I worked with our architect to do cutting sheets. So he looked at all of our technical drawings that our Norsu design team did and worked out how many slabs we needed, and like a bit of a puzzle, he put it onto the slabs for me, and I could see that we had some spare stone left. Now, one tip is make the use out of the spare areas. To give you a practical example, we've put gorgeous shelves in our shower, and we actually use the offcuts to match to the stone that we put on our vanities, and it just elevates the bathroom to have a bit of wow factor without having any wastage.
Perfect, perfect. So Nat, we've worked together for a number of years now. Tell us a little bit about some of the projects that we've worked on.
Well, before this one, we just did the Norsu cabin.
Right, okay, and that's come out a treat. You're happy with how that's the outcome?
Love it, because we've used London pink throughout the cabin. So that is a real joy for our guests to enjoy when they stay. But looking back, my favourite project that we worked on was the tiny home project. And we built a brand new kitchen for a gorgeous family who were and are fostering children. And I look back, Tony, and I'll never forget sending a little email to you and thinking, he's probably going to say no. You wrote back within seconds and you said, Nat, this is such a great cause. What can we do? Let's work together. And we created a magical kitchen, far more important than what we're talking about today, for people in need. And so when it came to selecting stone for my house and the cabin, there was no way I was going anywhere else except CDK.
No, that's very kind of you, and you did an amazing job on that. The tiny house and the kitchen, and the outcome was fantastic. So that family's now looking after these kids in need, and they've got a beautiful home to work from. So
They do. It
that's
was
great.
very special.
Nat, thank you very, very much for hosting us this morning. You've created an amazing home for you and your family. So again, from CDK, thank you very, very much.
And thank you, and I can't wait. My husband will kill me, but I can't wait to see you again soon when we embark on our next project together.
I look forward to it. We won't tell him it's
So
happening.
exactly.